There is a internal debate in the alternative media, and it's a public debate, but it's also an internal debate, about whether this economic collapse was planned and organized by design. Ladies and gentlemen, let the debate end here and now, okay? Let that debate end here and now. I'm not tooting my horn. I do 5 or 6 hours of research a day from source government documents. I was up here last night doing it. I understand their operations. I've seen what the IMF and World Bank and the Anglo-American Empire have done in hundreds of third world countries in the last century. I've read their handbooks, their Army field manuals. We've posted them all. State Department Memorandum 200, CIA Directive Memorandum 200, all of it. And so it is not my opinion when I tell you this is staged. It is absolute, incontrovertible fact. It is a guarantee 110%. Now, let me just break this down briefly so there's no more denial about this. Number one, we've been on record for at least a decade saying that the banks were going to pop the derivatives bubble they were creating through the fractional reserve system, and that they were getting everybody in debt by design like a third world nation to bring us down so that then we would accept the New World Order. Why did I say that? Because the Trilateral Commission documents, the Club of Rome documents, the Council on Foreign Relations documents, all of these globalist groups said that they wanted to get everybody in debt and leverage to the hilt and then implode the world economy to have global bankruptcy, to globally reorganize the world under bankruptcy clauses where the private banks that engineered it and designed it rule the planet. And that they would then announce a new Bank of the World with dictatorial power over every nation state. That has now all been announced. We are now in the process of this happening. You are in it. We are all in it together right now. I mean, it's on record that the IMF and World Bank take U.S. taxpayer money that's never paid back to us. They call it aid, and people gripe and complain about hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars of IMF and World Bank loans. The United States puts in on average about 65% of that money. A few other Western nations do as well. It is taken in loaned at upwards of 30% compounded interest. In one case, Nigeria got a $2 billion loan, and it's over $55 billion today. They've already paid back $55 billion on a $2 billion loan. They go in, they pay off the leaders in Latin America, Asia, Eastern Europe, Africa, Middle East, to not pay back the loans. They even sign a 110-point IMF World Bank plan. That's been leaked for 6 years. It's public. We cover it in my book, Descent into Tyranny. BBC covered it. We had Greg Palast here who broke it. And it states how they get you leveraged, how they get a country set up, how they get the governments to sign over their infrastructure, their ports, their roads, their national parks to the elite. And then the elite implode the economy by cutting off the bubble. And then everything collapses. Then there's what they call the IMF riot. It's in their documents. They go, we then institute the IMF riot. This is a designed blueprint on record plan. And then people riot because they don't have food or water. The Pentagon's done studies. Over 90% of the public will rob and steal within 5 days, 4 to 5 days of not having food and water. Within 14 to 15 days, 98% of people will kill for food and water. If my children were starving to death, I am a moral person, but I love them so much that I would probably, I mean, I'm just going to be honest, folks. Just look out. But see, I've been moral. I'm not putting myself in that position. I have at least 4 years of storable food. I have firearms. Now, let me add, if you try to take me to some sports stadium, you try to drag me off the back of a flatback truck like they're doing with the military drills right now, folks, I'm not going there for my family to be raped and killed. Okay? It's not going to happen. So back off, stand down, do the right thing yourself morally, get yourselves ready, and then we can avert this. If we get ready and prepared and geared up and get the word out politically, they will back off of this and they'll just say it was a bad recession. There's still a few months to pull out of this. They are gauging, they are testing, they are looking at things. So it is on record they do this. Now, what did I start telling you in 2002, along with Greg Palast and others? The bankers have now totally bankrupt and control every major third world nation on earth except for, 7 rogue countries. Libya, Pakistan, Iran, a few others. Whether those countries are good or bad, the point is they're not controlled by the globalists. So other than that, they control everything. They're done. They don't need the U.S. and Western Europe, and they write all these white papers. You hear them brag on NPR, oh, we live too good. We've got to get ready to not live so well. You know, it's going to be a new system. It's going to be a new authoritarian system for your own good. You know, I had a guy when I was on a radio station, it goes into San Francisco. I think I need to plug that affiliate. They're carrying us now. And a caller called in and said, yeah, I do sound and video, at these big events. And we were at this closed meeting of CEOs, and Al Gore and others were there, and they were saying, yeah, we're going to take people's rights. It's for their own good. It's part of the New World Order. Well, I don't need to hear from somebody behind closed doors. I have hundreds of mainline news stories, like a month ago, and now for world government, Financial Times of London. That was the headline, and it said, yeah, we've kept world government secret from you for your own good because you're too stupid. And yes, it's authoritarian and non-democratic, but it's for your own good. And the New World Order is going to save you. You see, it's on record. They're doing it. And if we don't wake up and speak out and point out who the real criminals are, they're going to get away with this. And the United States, as we know it, will cease to exist, and so will Europe. They've already sucked us dry. They're now going to implode us. They are imploding us. So stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of other key news straight ahead. But make no mistake, this is designed, it's on record in quadruplicate. Stop living in denial. Our own movement